makes you think that you can bring your dog to this closed restaurant and not only bring your dog, but sit your dog at a table next to me?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
I was trying to give a Statue of Liberty and it's giving sea creature. So for today's video, I want to talk about some of the culture shocks that I experienced in my time in the United States of America.
My pronouns are USA.
Disclaimer, this is not a generalization of all of the United States, okay? I make this video with peace and love. I just want to tell you how my time went by while I was over there. So like I said, I had the opportunity to visit the United States, but not only visit the United States, but I also lived in the United States for a few years. And even though my country is very Americanized because we are a colony of the United States, and yes, we are a colony. We are not a country. We don't have an Independence Day because we are not an independent country. We are a colony. Yes, in 2024 we exist. Hi, how are ya? So because we are a colony, we are very Americanized, like I said. But the experience that you get here in Puerto Rico is not the same experience that you get in the United States. Like, we are very different. We don't even speak the same language. The culture is different. Just everything all around is very different. So that's why when I visited and lived over there in the United States, I still got culture shock. So like I said, your experience can change depending on which state from the United States you actually visit. Just to give you an idea of why my experience was the way it was, I'm going to let you know the states that I visited. So the states were Florida, Illinois, New York, California, and Georgia. So let's start with my list of culture shocks. Okay, so first, if you are visiting the United States and you come from a country that you don't speak English, meaning your main language is not English and maybe your English is not that good, girl, don't worry about it. Like, if your English is broken and you don't know that many words in English, it doesn't really matter because Americans are so nice. Let's say that you stop an American on the street and you try to ask them for directions or something, and they see that your English is a little bit not great, they don't care. Like, they don't make fun of you, they don't look at you like you're crazy.
This dumbass bitch Jay, bitch, speak English with your stupid ass.
They will do their best to try and help you. If you mispronounce a word, they don't really make fun of you. That was one of the first things that I noticed. They are nice like that, and I think it's because they're so used to having so many tourists over there. The other culture shock that I had is that Americans don't say buen provecho. And what is buen provecho? Buen provecho is like saying bon appetit. There's not really a translation for buen provecho, but it means something like enjoy your food, have a nice meal, something like that. Americans don't say that. Here in Puerto Rico, if you see somebody eating, if you go past them, say you're at a restaurant, at a Burger King, and you're going through the line, you pass people that are eating, you need to say buen provecho. It's just a thing of manners, okay? They teach you that. Your parents teach you that, and they teach you that at school. You need to say buen provecho, even if you don't know the person. In the United States, they don't do that. That doesn't exist. That's not a thing. It's not like they don't have manners, because that doesn't even exist over there. But here, it's a thing of if you have manners, you say buen provecho. So when I found out that they don't say nothing, I was like so shocked. The other thing that I noticed and that I actually like is the time punctuality of Americans. Like, girl, if you make an appointment to something, whatever, a hair appointment, and your appointment is at 4:15, you need to be there at 4:15. If you're not there, you will lose your appointment. When they say be here at X time, you need to be there at X time. And if they tell you like, hey, the appointment is going to be from 4:15 to 5, trust, the appointment is going to be from 4:15 to 5. Like, they really respect time. And also, if they are late, if you make an appointment with them or whatever and they are late, even if they're like 2 minutes late, they will ask you like, oh my god, did I lose my appointment, I'm late, this and that. Like, they really respect time. And also, if somebody invites you to their house and they're saying like, hey, I'm gonna have a get together from 7 to 10, mama, trust trust is gonna be from 7 to 10. And if you get there at 9, you need to leave at 10. Like, they're gonna tell you like, no, baby, the get together was from 7 to 10. And I was so shocked by that, because over here, time is a weird concept. Like, if somebody here tells you, hey, be at my house at 7, that really means be at my house at 8:30. And you will see it, like, people will start getting there at 8:30. It's just something here. I don't know. And I hate it. I hate it. When I went over there and I saw that people actually did what they said, like they said, oh, I'm gonna be there at 7, and they were there at 7, I was like, wow. It just felt so good. The other thing that was very shocking for me, and I don't think this is something that is exclusive of the United States, but especially in the north area of the United States, you can really feel it and see it and experience it, is the change in weather. Like, summer, it's summer, autumn is autumn, winter is winter, and spring is spring. Here, girl, it's always summer. Even though it's a good thing, sometimes I wish we had autumn. Like, I really like autumn. It's such a beautiful season that I never saw until I went to the United States, because here it doesn't really exist. The other thing that I noticed and I loved, because I really loved it, was the streets and the directions. Everything is very straight, right, left. They don't have curves in their map, and it's very easy to find an address over there. Every house has a number that you can see, and every street has a name or a number depending on what it is, and it's very easy to know where is north, where is south, where is east, and where is west. Here, because the topography of this island, it has a lot of mountains and the streets have a lot of curves, it's very hard to kind of locate yourself and know here is east, here is west. Over in the United States is very, very easy, and I think it's because, again, of the topography of the United States. Everything is plain. They don't have that many mountains except for the Rocky Mountains. They don't have a lot of crazy terrain, so taking directions in the United States, it's so easy, and driving over there, it's so easy. It's not crazy. Here, it's insane. The streets are this big, everything is a curve. Something that shocked me, and I was like, what is this? What is going on? It's that 21 years old is the drinking and smoking age. That's just ridiculous. Like, really, do you think college students are not drinking and smoking? Another thing about Americans is that they love junk food, and I think everybody knows this, but it was very surprising when you see it like face to face, because they really don't care about calories. Like, if they think that deep frying a hamburger is gonna make it taste better, trust they will deep fry that hamburger and eat it. It doesn't matter if now the hamburger has 5,000 calories. They don't care. And because of that, they have a lot of good food that, you know, it's not healthy, but it's just so good. It tastes so good. But at the same time, you cannot be eating junk food all the time. But I loved it. Like, I love chicken and waffles. I love fried pickles. I have never tried that. And when I tried it, like, it blew my mind. It's so good. And also the mac and cheese, they add like 10 different type of cheese to the mac and cheese, and it's so good, but you know, it's just so full of calories, but it's so good though. Another thing that I like about the United States is that everything is so accessible. For example, if you order something in Amazon, it's gonna be there in a week, maybe less. If you have Amazon Prime, mama, that package is gonna be there that same night or the next night. Like, it's quick. You can get stuff very easily. You can find whatever it is that you want, you can find it and get it. And here it's not the case. Here they don't have certain things in store, and then you need to find them online, and when you finally find them online, they don't deliver to Puerto Rico. So what can you do, right? One of the things that shocked me the most is that they love their dogs. Not only they love their dogs, but they will bring their dog anywhere, okay? And I have a story for this. So boom, I was in a restaurant. It's a closed restaurant. It's not one of those open concept type of restaurants. No, it's a closed restaurant. I was in this restaurant and I sat in the bar area. So they have tables and a bar, and I was gonna eat, but I sat in the bar area because the tables were like for 4 or more, and I was alone and I didn't want to take a table, and also the bar was alone, nobody was there, and I wanted to be by myself. So I sat in the bar, and I sat at a corner in the bar. What does that mean? I don't want nobody sitting next to me. Boom, this dude comes up when his dog sits next to me. I'm here, he sits here, and he sits his dog next to me and I'm eating, and this is a bar. What makes you think that you can bring your dog to this closed restaurant and not only bring your dog but sit your dog at a table next to me that I'm eating? The dog was putting his paws on the bar table. Yo, when I tell you, I think I must have looked at them nasty, because I took one look at the dog, one look at him, and he was like, oh my god, does it bother you? I'm sorry, I will move. The nerve of you to ask me if it bothers me, knowing damn well I'm eating. What do you think? What the f? I just was so shocked. I looked, it didn't say pet friendly at the front of the restaurant. It didn't say yes, you can bring your pet, and the dog was not a service dog. So I don't want y'all coming for me. That might be normal in the United States. For me, that was insane behavior. Something that is not necessarily a culture shock, but it did took me a while to get used to, is that they use a lot of slangs. And again, I know that every country has their own slangs, but I had to learn a lot of American slangs when I was over there. Some of the ones that I didn't knew, that I found out while I was living there. Finna.
No, like, I finna be in the pit.
I didn't knew what it meant, and somebody had to explain to me what it meant. The term fish. The other one was knock on wood. That was something that I didn't knew. The other thing that I found that was very cute and endearing from Americans is that once they find out that you speak Spanish, they kind of like make an effort to speak Spanish to you, even if they don't know Spanish.
Sana culita de rana, bitch.
Whenever they see you, they will say hola, or or they will say like, oh, that's no bueno. Like whenever they get a chance, they will say that's no bueno. And I don't know if they say that a lot or if they were just saying that to me because they knew I spoke Spanish, but I found that cute. You know, it's just like they try to make an effort to show you a certain level of respect for your language as well. Another thing that I noticed is that some American names can be so weird. For example, like, how are you gonna tell me that this man's name is Dick? Why would your parents name you Dick? And it's a name. Or the last name or name Stoner. Like, I was like, why is that a last name or a name? Stoner? The one that shocked me the most was this soda. The name is Squirt. If I remember correctly from my English lessons, that means something else. Why is this soda name Squirt? Another thing that I experienced was a few 4th of July over there, and the celebration of 4th of July was one of my favorites, to be honest. It's just so beautiful. They really go all out. But I remember one of those 4th of Julys I had to work, and I had a co-worker. She was leaving and I was like just talking to her, and I asked her like, hey, what are you doing for this 4th of July, just to make some conversation. And she was like, oh, we're just making a barbecue, and then later at night I'm just gonna go home and shoot my gun. And she was serious too, and I was like, wait, are you serious? Like, yeah, like I'm gonna shoot my gun. And I was like, wow, like that's the thing, Americans do love their guns. I have heard about Americans having this fascination for guns, but when she told me that, I think that's when it actually clicked. I was like, oh wow, okay, so this is real. This is really a thing. Another thing that shocked me when I saw it, like I have never seen nothing like it, was that there's a certain population of Americans that wear shorts in November, like Chicago November, like it's already like 30 degrees outside. Have you experienced a Chicago winter? November or December, mama, it's brutal. The winter, it's like Game of Thrones levels. And when I saw people in shorts, like beach shorts in the Chicago winter, that is crazy.
Now me, I was scared, but Lieutenant Dan, he was mad.
And another thing that I really liked about living in the United States is that Americans mind their business. They are not nosy. In the place that I lived, I never met my neighbors. I saw them like once or twice and we said like hi, and that's it. We never met. Like, they are not trying to make conversation with you just because they want to be nosy and they want to know what you're up to, you know. They don't ask personal questions. They don't care, and I love that. And the last thing that for me was very shocking, because we really don't have that here, is segregation, or the different type of neighborhoods that you can find in a community. Like you have like a Chinese community, you have Chinatown, like it's very noticeable that everything in that neighborhood is Chinese American. And then you have the Mexican community, everybody there and all the restaurants there are Mexican, and like you see different groups of people from different countries like that in the United States is very, very noticeable. And the last thing I want to say is that it really is like in the movies in the United States.
Oh shit! Oh shit! What? What y'all doing? Oh wow! Oh wow!
So yeah, that was all for my experience in the United States. I had some bad experiences, obviously, but overall everything was good. I really liked it. I really enjoyed my time over there. Even counting those bad experiences, I liked my time in the United States because I learned so much. If you are from the United States, let me know if some of the things that I mentioned as a culture shock, you had no idea that were shocking to other people. And if you're not from the United States, let me know what were some of your culture shocks if you got the opportunity to visit the United States. I mean this with peace and love, okay? Don't take offense if I said something that you don't like. It's not that serious, girl. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you when I see ya, okay? Bye!
God bless our troops! God bless